Ronnie, let's move to the markets. Looking ahead just a little bit, you had a story here on InformedAmerican.com. Investors hate uncertainty. If election results delayed, expect market chaos. Well, investors, regular Joes like you and me, investors, we got a 401k, or if you're a more active investor, something like that. Certainly, the idea that election chaos, a delay in the results, this can certainly turn the market upside down, can't it?
It really can. And so there's two or three things going on. The first one is the pandemic and the lockdown. And so that has some uncertainty to it because we keep hearing about therapeutics, we keep hearing about vaccines, but they're not out yet. And everyone has the same view that when this becomes a reality, that you have a widely available therapeutic,
Yeah.
that we're going to lift a lot of these lockdowns because we can then, keep people from dying and even having, severe to critical symptoms. And so people are waiting on that, but they've been waiting a long time. After that, you have the stimulus, and it keeps being this back and forth of, yes, we're close, and no, we're not, and blah, 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 right? It's just, yeah, exactly, right? We're all calling time out on this. I don't want to talk about that anymore. But that keeps the market moving back and forth. And then you have the election. And so the whole idea that we could have the election on November 3rd and not wake up to know who the president is on November 4th.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of weight on the nation. And we add to that, it's not just that we don't know because there's some controversy in a state like Florida in 2000, and we didn't decide then until the middle of December, by the way.
Yeah.
But we have controversy in many states over mail-in ballots, and are these ballots valid? And if they're valid, are they marked correctly? And here's the thing. Here's the really big issue, and I think we talked about it before.
Okay.
It's common to throw out about 1% of mail-in ballots because they're marked incorrectly or they're not done in their envelope. It's got a secret envelope inside, whatever. And so it's common to throw out 1%. Well, you know what? In a normal year, you get, 50,000 in that are mailed in and you throw out, 500, or you get 2 million and you throw out 20,000. Okay. But 60 million is the expected number of mail-in ballots for this presidential election. 60 million. Can you imagine throwing out 600,000 ballots? What if 30, 40,000 of those are in swing states? And this gets worse. That's the number commonly thrown out. If you have a dramatically higher number of people filling out absentee ballots for the first time ever, they have a higher chance of doing it wrong. And so we are potentially going to throw out a higher percentage. And man, if we're throwing out ballots in battleground states that are really close, the wheels come off and everybody's mad for however long. That's what the markets don't want. And so if the election looks like it's gapping, like Joe Biden is getting further ahead, which, I mean, the national polls say it. And yes, I recognize their polls. And yes, I understand the caveats in that. But that's what the polls say.
Right.
And so right now, people who are investing are feeling a bit more comfortable that we're going to know on November 4th who's president.
Well, but still, I mean, we're setting up, and we've been seeing reports about this. I mean, you've walked through what could be a very, very bad and chaotic scenario. So
Absolutely.
if you're an investor out there and you're thinking, God, we could see, and I think you quoted there in the article on InformedAmerican.com, if we could see a 10% correction, or if this thing drags on, there becomes, who knows what kind of a legal fight this could be in. If it particularly, I mean, you mentioned Bush versus Gore dragging into December. I mean, what if we're sitting here near Inauguration Day and what? Pelosi for a month? I don't know. So I mean that does bring about
That's exactly what happens. There will be a new administration on January 20 by Constitution, and if we don't have a winner of the election, then it falls to third in line, which is the Speaker of the House. It will not be President Trump if there's not a clear winner.
Good stuff there. So while that's going on, it could be a very, very bad environment for stocks. So if you're an investor, maybe you're looking for something else, maybe to hedge your bets. I'm thinking maybe precious metals, gold, silver, something like that. And as you mentioned, now I'm angry about the suggestion of stimulus, and we're not really talking about it here until there is a deal. But there is going to be one.
Right.
We're seeing, rising inflation, more spending, more monetary stimulus, election chaos. The markets could be down for a lot. Does that mean this could be an opportunity for something like gold or silver?
Oh, I think so. And gold's been falling off lately after reaching an all-time high. And it really is trading with the balance sheet of the Fed more than anything else. And so as we look at what's going to happen here over the next several months, a couple of years, everybody believes there's going to be a deal. Everybody believes that the federal government's going to expand their debt. Everybody believes the Federal Reserve is going to keep printing money, and the Federal Reserve is going to hold interest rates exceptionally low. And so that kind of sets up an environment that would favor precious metals when you're investing in dollars. And so, yeah, I mean, it's fallen off right now. I mean, maybe it gets back down to 1800 or so, but then it's probably got a run in it. So if people are looking for something that has a little less volatility to it and could do well when things get kind of ugly, that could fit the bill.
Yep, absolutely could be a good opportunity for investors.